Hello everyone, these are my friends.
I'm Nevaeh. I'm Finn.
Alright, and let's get started. So, on my first day at my first duty station, I learned that an airman had died by suicide. That moment made it clear how serious mental health challenges are in the military. It also raised an important question. What role does leadership play in shaping the environment we experience every day? I am proposing that we implement a weekly structured training and morale day within our section, not as time away from the mission, but as a deliberate leadership strategy to strengthen peer relationships, build cohesion, and improve long-term readiness. We operate in high-demand environments. Operational tempo, inspections, deadlines, and performance standards create constant pressure. According to the World Health Organization, workplace factors such as heavy workload and negative social environments significantly influence mental well-being and productivity. That means mental health is not shaped only by individual resilience, it is shaped by the work environment. The American Psychological Association reports that employees who feel unsupported or disconnected experience higher stress and lower engagement. Engagement directly affects communication, performance, and retention. When peer relationships weaken, communication becomes strained. When communication becomes strained, performance suffers. Mission success depends on teams that trust one another and function effectively under pressure. Individual responsibility matters. However, leadership controls many of the conditions that influence team culture. The Institution of Occupational Safety and Health explains that managers and supervisors significantly influence employee mental health through daily leadership behaviors and workplace culture. Leadership sets expectations. Leadership controls workload distribution. Leadership shapes whether communication is open or guarded. But beyond structure, leadership also influences whether peer relationships are strengthened or neglected. Peer support plays a major role in the daily workplace experience. Coworkers are often the first line of support during stressful periods. When peer relationships are strong, individuals are more likely to speak up, ask for help, and support one another under pressure. If leadership shapes the environment, then leadership also shapes whether peer support thrives or deteriorates. This is shared responsibility. The solution I propose is structured and consistent. 1 day per week, our section would dedicate time to intentional team development and morale-focused activities. This could include guided team challenges, mentorship discussions, structured conversations, physical activities, or shared meals. This is not unstructured downtime, it is intentional cohesion building. Research supports this approach. A 2024 meta-analysis conducted by Sang-Hwan Kwan and published in Frontiers in Psychology reviewed multiple studies comparing teams that participated in structured team-building interventions with those that did not. Across those studies, cohesion was measured using validated team surveys and coordination assessments. The analysis found statistically significant improvements in team cohesion among teams that participated in structured team-building activities. In other words, the improvements were measurable and consistent across different groups. Cohesion improvement improves how teams communicate and coordinate. Although the research was conducted in sports teams, the principles are transferable. Teams that intentionally build cohesion function more effectively under pressure. And cohesion does not form automatically. It forms through consistent interaction. When teams have structured opportunities to connect outside of high-stress task environments, peer relationships strengthen. That trust carries into mission execution. Weekly structure creates consistency. Consistency builds relationships. Strong relationships improve performance. Some may argue that dedicated time weekly reduces productivity. However, disengagement, burnout, and miscommunication create higher long-term costs. The American Psychological Association reports that supportive workplace environments are associated with higher engagement and improved performance outcomes. Investing a small, consistent amount of time in cohesion reduces long-term risks such as preventable errors, breakdowns in communication, and decreased retention. This proposal is not about lowering standards. It is about strengthening the team responsibility for meeting those standards. Mental health is not solely an individual issue. The World Health Organization clearly identifies workplace conditions as significant contributors to mental well-being. Leadership decisions shape those conditions. If we are responsible for mission readiness, we are also responsible for the environment that supports it. Leadership is not only about ensuring tasks are completed, it is about shaping the environment in which those tasks are completed. Mission success depends on cohesive, resilient teams. Workplace conditions influence mental well-being. Leadership behavior shapes culture. Peer relationships influence daily performance. Structured team building produces measurable improvements in cohesion. Implementing a weekly structured training and morale day is not stepping away from the mission. It is strengthening the foundation that allows the mission to succeed. As leaders, we are responsible not only for outcomes, but for the environment that produces those outcomes. Thank you.